Good morning. It's Tuesday, March 29th, 2016. This is Tech Talk Today, episode 238. My name is Chris.
And I'm Angela.
Hey, Angela, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hey, so just in case anybody wonders what's going on in the background, that is not Rikai chasing spiders. You might hear some construction going on in the background, but hopefully it won't pick up because you'll be too focused on the amazing insight from our Mumble Room. Time-appropriate greetings, Mumble Room.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Set you up for that one. I hope
Nice.
you don't mind. I hope you're okay. I hope you're going to live up to the expectation of which I have just set. We all know the breaking news today.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Yeah, of course. The case against Apple is pretty much over from the FBI. As they say, hey, you know what? Turns out a third party came along with a working hack. Did you hear about this story, Andrews?
No.
Yeah, so this is the big news today. It happened late yesterday. The FBI, now they had till the 5th. They didn't have to come out until April 5th. Mm-hmm. Today, like I said just a couple minutes ago, is the 29th. And so they came out early and say, oh yeah, it turns out that unbreakable iPhone where we exhausted all possibilities, and the director of the FBI even testified in front of a panel that they had exhausted all possibilities. Turns out hadn't exhausted all possibilities, and now we don't need their help, and we're going to be unlocking it. And of course, to me, this seems to be a pretty significant development, and the mainstream media is covering it like crazy, and I'll just give you a little take of it right now. This here is a report from Fox, or no, I didn't play the Fox one. This is from CBS's new digital division that they're trying to push really hard. Yeah, I even have a CBSN streaming app on my TV now that that I watched during the latest elections. They're really pushing this, and so they're covering the digital stories, as it were.
The FBI has unlocked the iPhone of one of the terrorists in the San Bernardino massacre. This may end the legal battle with Apple. A judge had ordered Apple to help the FBI to write new software to allow them access to the phone that Apple had refused. And now the Justice Department says it will withdraw its request for Apple's help. CBS News' Chip Reed is in Washington with more
Chip.
on this story. And Chip, do we know how they found a way to unlock the phone?
Well, we don't really at this point. We know it was a third party that was involved in this, but they won't even tell us who the third party is. There has been talk that people at various universities have been involved in In fact, I'm sure lots of people were trying to do this because they certainly would make a name for themselves as brilliant scientists if they could figure it out. But at this point, we don't know who it is, and they have said they're not going to tell us. That doesn't mean it won't leak at some point, but at this point, we just don't know, DeMarco.
All right, Chip Reed in Washington. Chip, thank you.
Thank you, Chip. So that's Chip's report there, Angela. And, of course, this is not exactly sitting very comfortable with Apple. Apple is responding to it already, saying that the case should never have been brought, essentially saying it was a disgrace and that the conversation needs to continue. Ars Technica points out that Apple likely can't force the FBI to disclose how it got the data from the seized phone. They really have no mechanism to do that. And the FBI may not reveal it. Rumor is an Israeli company, I think, called Celebrate. Is that right, Mumble Room? Is that what you guys have heard? Is capable of doing this. They had something for iOS 8 in the past, and so they likely are the contract firm. Because it's been implied that it might be somebody outside the U.S.
Yeah, from what I heard, that they took the memory chips out of the cell phone and put it into another device to decrypt it.
Which is exactly what I was suggesting since we started covering the story, because then you can just access the file system. It's like hacking a Windows PC. Why try to log in with the username and password and figure out the administrator username and password when you could just extract the hard drive and access the NTFS file system? It's the phone's the same thing. It's just a different storage mechanism. And on the 5C, the key is stored on the same chip that the file system's stored on. There's no secure enclave.
Jeez.
So here's my little thought on this, and it seems pretty obvious. It's not like I'm the only person that's speculating this, but here's the order of events, just so you know, Ange. The weekend before the Apple keynote, where they announced the new iPhone that you want,
Yeah.
Apple's case against the FBI was starting to get published online, and it was devastating. Apple's lawyers were lapping the FBI.
Right.
They had filings that, Jesus, I got, how many things do I have to mute these days so that way my devices don't ding while I'm on air? Hold on just a second, because apparently it's every single thing that I have in my possession.
Apple was lapping.
So they had legal filings that basically were pointing out all of the logical flaws in the FBI's case, and were citing previous cases the FBI had used that were sort of undoing their own case. And what was beginning to happen was momentum was building that the FBI might be losing this case. So over the weekend, the FBI pivoted from facts to wanting to bring in testimonial witnesses to testify to sort of appeal at the emotional angle of the case because they realized they were losing the facts of the case.
Wow.
And by Monday or Tuesday, I think they decided to scrap that, which is when Apple had their keynote. They talked about their fight with the FBI. They talked about the new devices. And then the next day, the FBI said, well, let's wait. We're going to hold off. And then today it's come out. We don't need it.
Yep.
It's a pretty interesting sequence of events. I think what was going to happen is instead of setting a precedent that Apple had to unlock the phone and create software to do it, they were about to set the precedent that the All Writs Act couldn't be used for that. The All Writs Act wasn't the right avenue to take for them. Apparently, that case wasn't going to hold up. And if that they could have set the opposite of precedent, saying you can't use the All Writs Act, which could affect a whole bunch of other cases. So it's a very interesting development. I don't think the whole fight's over yet, but at least this particular battle is. Mumble Room, any other thoughts on the story before we move on? No. All right. Well, then, Angela, are you ready for it? Are you excited for it? For SoundCloud to release their $9.99 music premium track streaming service. It's a new sound. Oh, that's right.
Hold on a second.
New music.
Okay. Here's my impression.
Get it from SoundCloud. What's up?
Here's my impression of SoundCloud as just a user and listener of music. I was under the impression that SoundCloud was like a free place where you could host your music.
Yeah, it's like
and
YouTube.
Share with it's like an indie version.
It's like YouTube for audio files.
Right.
Yeah.
But now they're charging?
No. SoundCloud, it's funny. Oh my gosh, they say right here, often billed as YouTube for audio. I hate it when that happens. They have a new subscription tier launching first in the U.S., which will give users access to 125 million tracks, including premium licensed content on demand for $9.99 a month. They'll have an iOS app, which you can buy it in, and probably an Android app. I don't know. No ads, so you get no advertising when you're a subscriber. You get access to premium content as well as all the regular free content. I just don't have any app. This is obviously.
I know. I mean, so we already pay for Pandora and Spotify and iTunes.
Anybody in the Mumble Room a SoundCloud user? Because I know there's. I know.
Yeah,
following.
there are.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I use SoundCloud for certain things. I don't do a lot with it, but there's a few people that I follow that if they've got music on their YouTube channel that I like, that I want to download, I usually go to their SoundCloud and download from there. I don't want to spend money on it, of course, because I don't want to give the money to SoundCloud. I'd rather give the money straight
to the artist,
to the person who
the creator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
or the referrer, even the referring source, as opposed to the host of it.
There's someone else too that.
Yeah, I use SoundCloud when I want to find newer songs, newer remixes, just artists in general that I like.
Jumba, how many times would you say you visit SoundCloud a week?
Probably every day.
Okay,
wow.
All right. So is this subscription service something that might be appealing to you?
Yeah, very much so. I can, hopefully, if they get the same amount of tracks that Spotify has as well, which I don't doubt they will, then I would definitely drop Spotify and pick up SoundCloud.
Well, SoundCloud is having a super tough time with revenue. Because you think about it, even though they're not doing video, what they're doing is still extremely expensive. And really, the reason why YouTube is able to do it is because Google bought them. And so SoundCloud is having a really tough time. So maybe this would be a way to sort of shore some of that revenue loss.
So SoundCloud is going to have Britney Spears and other modern artists?
They haven't said, because what they just say is they say premium music content in here, and there's literally no mention of any artist in this particular article. Now I'm sure they probably have posted it somewhere, but in this particular, Jumba, do you know if they have? Is it just general artists like your Tay-Tays and your Britney Spears?
See, I'm not too sure about that. Yeah. But they've said on the actual title that it's aiming to rival Spotify.
Right.
So my guess would be
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're comparing to Spotify and Apple Music in their marketing.
I see.
So
I see. Okay. Interesting.
I find it pretty non-appealing to me, but It's kind of like, even though I'm not a huge Pandora user anymore, I really don't want Pandora to go away either.
I know.
So keep it up, SoundCloud. I like you. This one's something. How about this? A malware scam which appears to be using GPS data to catch speeding Pennsylvania drivers. How much do you like this? So you get an accurate speeding report from the phone. So you get some malware on your phone. It's using your GPS. It notices you're speeding, and it uses that to guilt you. Like phishing that it's like it's a Pennsylvania police. We've noticed that you're speeding. Pay now, citizen.
Oh my gosh!
Could you imagine?
Install that on your phone, dude. No.
It comes. So what happens is the app itself writes you an email. It says,
"That's cool.
On this date, at this time, in this location," and it uses your first name and last name.
It just scrubs from your email or your phone, right?
Yeah, you were going at this speed. This infraction statement contains an image of your license plate, and the citation must be paid within 5 working days. Now, I don't know about the image of the license plate.
Yeah, how would it do that?
Maybe you just accidentally don't attach that, but and just claim it was an attach fail. But how about that, huh? Now, this is like more of a work in progress, proof of concept. But this was something that came out. Some cops found at the, I guess it's called Triton. I don't know exactly how you say it. Triton Police Department, which is close to Philadelphia. And so they had a report of this. And then it seems like it's just more of a proof of concept. But this is the future right there. Malware on smartphones is going to be so much better than malware on PCs ever was. It's going to be like, it's going to be so quaint. Two things struck me when I read this. The first thing is, by the time Dylan and Abby and Bella are our age, computers will have always been the thing that can fit in your pocket, and it'll be weird because their parents used to have these rooms they went into with these desks where they sat down and used these big computers that had these problems. But the problems that we had will seem so quaint to them compared to the problems they're going to have with malware that's tracking their GPS and knows their name and knows their location. Their malware is going to be so much more badass than our malware ever was that even our malware is going to seem quaint to them. And this right there, ladies and gentlemen, that's the beginning. At least, that's my prediction. All right, Andrews. Okay. Buckle yourself up because it is time. Ladies and gentlemen, we've speeded right along because everybody's so talkative in this edition.
Well, actually, before we get into
I'm ready.
Instagram is, did you hear the Instagram?
The feed thing?
Yeah.
Tell me about the feed thing. So it's like they're doing the Facebook customized feed thing. This is a big, I wasn't sure if we should talk about it. It's not like some big controversy.
I know, and I don't have a particular article to reference, but the gist of what I understand is they are going to, it's not going to be chronological anymore. And however, you can click on somebody's 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner and follow them now. So even though you're already following them, like you've friended them, now you also have to follow them as a way to tell Instagram, hey, I'm following this person, but you know what? I really want to see their posts. It's dumb.
Well, that's what you say. That's what you say.
I think it is.
Okay, so what was it, like 2 days ago, you're like, hey, I got a great picture on my Instagram feed. So I'm like, all right, I'll open up the Instagram app. Well, I had like 10 pages of pictures of people's studios and barbecues before I got to your page. And then I'm like, to see each one, there's like 4 or 5 more studios and barbecues in between each image. And I'm like, all right, I could see the need for a curated feed where, because
where you follow me.
Right. Well, because like right now when I log on Facebook, usually 4 or 5 people are, and yours is usually one of them, they're on the top of my Facebook feed, and then everybody else just sort of trickles out at the bottom. But I guess we would get a lot of backlash about this change. So it looks like Instagram may switch back to the, maybe dialing this back. I'm not sure. They say, we are listening and assure you nothing is changing with your feed right now. Here's what I never understood about this. Mm-hmm. Why can't you have both? Or
why can't you choose the way that your Instagram is displayed?
Doesn't even technically Facebook lets you just go look at, like, if you just want
most recent stories or what's the other one? Most recent or top.
And here's the thing I don't understand about it. It's not like they have to write that code. They already have the standard timeline code. That's what exists today.
Right.
So you just implement both, and you do your fancy curated feed as the default, and you can have a little link at the top or a little tab you switch over. Boom.
And that is what Facebook has. And Facebook owns Instagram, so I'm not sure why they,
Yeah, and Instagram's still crazy. It's getting, like, I wasn't joking, like, it's so busy now. Like, I haven't been on there in probably legitimately 2-3 months. Mm-hmm. And I open it up, and it's like, all the people that I had followed are still active, and more people are active. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really grown.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's great. There are ads now, but it's just.
It's not a bunch of like today
political or reshares or.
It's just a picture of somebody's
life.
Sandwich or life.
Typically life.
Or a leaf.
You just have to unfollow the people that choose to put memes and other stuff there. But yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of. I wasn't. So as an Instagram user yourself, no change, you say. I don't want to be anti-change. I feel like the core of this stuff is anti-change.
What I don't like is the fact that if I friend somebody, it's because I want to see their content. I don't want to have to go an additional step to say, okay, I want to follow this person even more. It just seems stupid.
Isn't it about advertising? Isn't it about making it easier to insert advertising?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Mumbo, many thoughts on social media or on Instagram in particular? I would bet not.
The only one I really use is LinkedIn.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, all right. So, and the value in LinkedIn is professional for you, or?
Yes. Professional, trying to find employment with companies, trying to put my name out there with the technical skills I've got, servers, Windows Server, and all that stuff.
I have...
On another point, there's a feature in OpenSUSE that I had just found before I had made switch from SUSE. Did you know that in YAST, when you go into the software manager, you can actually go and look at the order on the... There's a function in the software manager where you can see the order in which the packages were installed on which day.
That's fancy.
That sounds Linux Unplugged worthy.
That's not really related, but that is actually really cool. From like especially from a rig, like if you had it installed for like a long time, you go back in time, like, oh yeah, I installed Telegram 3 years ago or something. I get all nostalgic. All right, so just one last quick point I'll make on all of this is the reason I think the bigger story here is I watch for us to be anti-change because I hate to be anti-change. And so when LinkedIn came around, that was sort of my limit. I was like, I'm not anti social media exactly. It's just I can only do so much. So for me, LinkedIn was sort of the one step too far, but it guilts me in all the time because I constantly get these connect or promote or whatever it is, and I'm like, I'm sorry. And for some reason, I have like a couple of profiles on there. I don't know what's up with that, and it's so I don't know. LinkedIn is just a rough
it's
one.
An oddball for me too. Every time I do get an email and I'm like, I wonder what's going on there. I'm so thankful that Firefox has remembered my password, or my login. Like, oh thank goodness, because to go through the effort of resetting my password just to log into something that I don't even use.
Yeah. All right. So now we go into the Kickstarter of the week, which is actually an Indiegogo of the week.
But same difference, right?
Probably. Get ready for this thing. It's a headbender. It's called Triton, the world's first artificial gills rebreather. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a rebreather with 2,278 backers, a month left to go. A flexible goal so far, they have raised $841,000. Let me tell you about Triton.
Did they hit their goal?
Well, no, they have a quote unquote flexible goal. So they technically had a goal of $50,000. So they are currently at 1,682% of their original goal. So they're doing pretty good. All right, so here, let me introduce you to Triton. It's the James Bond style, Batman style, breathable gills underwater. Take it, guys.
Hi, my name is Jaebyung. I'm a designer and founder of Triton.
I know that their gig is not video production.
Yeah?
I can't help it.
I know.
But you know what I'm about to say is, first of all, why is the music so damn loud, right? I mean, turn the damn music down so I can hear what the guy's saying. He's hot.
Right? He's a soft-spoken...
He's a soft-spoken and he's not proficient in English. So why... I mean, he's proficient, but he's not...
I drown it in music.
Yeah, right? And so then they have to put subtitles up. But here, we'll play a little bit of it.
So you can hear it again. Chris just...
My name is Jaebyung. I'm a designer and founder of Triton.
Okay, so this guy's the founder.
Triton is the leader to find solutions for an innovative breathing system in the water. Triton can be used for...
Hold on a second, not to be totally a douche, but is that Linux? That shit's Linux. He's doing that. Wait a minute, that's the start menu. Oh, sorry. He's just using an open source app. All right, I saw. Okay, all right, stand down. Sorry, I saw Firefox and an open source app. I thought it was Linux.
Triton can be used for water sports like snorkeling, and Triton can also be the perfect tool for lifeguard at the beach or electric boats. These types of breathing systems have been seen in movies, and with the latest technology, we made it to a real functional product. It's a product that has infinite potentials that can change our future.
Change the future.
How we breathe underwater.
How we breathe underwater.
Today, we can actually say that we are proud to be the first company that made the first functional artificial gas breathing system that people around the world can use for advanced snorkeling or use professionally. To breathe underwater, we must learn how to use complicated oxygen respirator.
So it compares it to the regular, using an oxygen respirator with a tank. But I want to skip ahead because you kind of get the idea, and I want to show you the demo of them actually swimming with this son of a gun underwater. They say it's legit. Here we go.
Yeah, sometimes we just gotta do it.
All right. So, guy's swimming. No, he's not naked, and he's got the respirator, and he's giving the thumbs up. All right. Okay.
He's still under the water.
Still swimming. All right.
Seems to be wobbling a little bit. See bubbles.
So he's still swimming, fast and slow, various speeds.
Now the camera cut there, so we don't know if he.
Right, but he is swimming. Okay. 1,600% of their original funding goal. This is the James Bond technology that Q promised us back in the 60s. It's got a vibrator in it for some reason. It does. It has a lithium-ion battery. It has a dual micro-compressor, which compresses the oxygen. It's got an LED module, and of course, an air tank.
Seems kind of too good to be true.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. Let's see.
The mask is a mouthpiece respirator that allows users to breathe underwater simply by biting on the mouthpiece. The water is first sucked in by the mask's two arms. The oxygen is then extracted by a filter with fine threads and holes smaller than water molecules. The excess liquid is then released while the oxygen is stored by a micro-compressor. It acts like a fish's gill to extract oxygen from water so that the user can keep breathing while under the sea by simply wearing the mask. The compressor is powered by a micro-battery that is supposedly 30 times smaller than its contemporaries, but charges 1,000 times faster.
All right, so there was an article over at IFL Science, and they say it's almost scientifically impossible to do this. The energy required to be able to split the oxygen out like that is ridiculous. The battery wouldn't be able to do that. The energy required to compress oxygen like that is also ridiculous. Literally, it takes a nuke plant on a submarine to be able to do that right now. That's how the U.S. Navy accomplishes that for their subs that are under the water for a long time. They use electricity to split the it out, to split the oxygen out, and then they store that. That's what they're claiming essentially this thing's doing, which requires a reactor on a submarine, not to mention then the storage capabilities. So they could be electrolyzing the water, but it's very doubtful. They could be compressing the oxygen, but people say the batteries to be able to do that won't be on the market for years.
And so then, it vibrates because you're biting down on it, I guess? So,
well, yes, you've engaged it.
Right. So I wonder, one, are your lips going to be completely numb?
No, I think
and two, if you stop biting down, do you stop breathing?
Yes, that right? Is yes.
Yeah.
I don't think it vibes the entire time. It's like you've enabled breathe mode.
Oh.
That kind of thing. Yeah. All right, Mumble Room, what do you guys think? Could this be possible? I mean, they got a lot of funding. They got a lot of videos. They got pictures of the founders, So.
Yeah, right. So it's legit. What do you think?
Yeah.
Sounds like a very overly complicated scam.
Yeah.
It seems like they honestly seem genuine to me. They say they've been working on this since 2013. They've got a demo of a guy swimming underwater. Where'd that come from? How'd the guy swim underwater? What's that about?
It might be a professional diver that knows how to hold his breath.
But the way the bubbles were coming out and stuff?
I know. I did see that. Well, it's probably him exhaling, but...
I don't know.
And well, with all the video skips that I've seen.
Well, I only saw one. I mean, there's. See here. Let's bring back in the sexy music.
He's gonna do it.
See, okay, this is one continuous. Thumbs up, no cut. He's swimming.
Just 2 minutes straight.
It's a lot of.
No, there was a cut.
No, there's no cut. Not there. Not yet.
No,
not yet.
I know. It's.
There's no cut yet.
It's when he switches
That's a lot of bubbles if you're holding your breath. That's a lot of bubbles to let out. And
so it's right here.
Okay, yeah, but still, there's been no cut.
See?
That was the first cut.
And
The first cut is
long is that?
35 seconds in.
Oh, yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, except for the amount of bubbles that guy's
Yeah, I
letting
know.
out.
Well, yeah.
I guess they could. Oh, you know how they would do it?
The compressor.
You just have an air cartridge in the mask.
I was gonna say a mini oxygen tank.
Yeah, that's what's in there. Is a little oxygen. They could have a tiny tank in there, and not be doing any oxygen extraction at all. All right. So I think we all pretty much can agree on this one. Not funding this project.
Nope.
But it would be a good one to watch because this is going to be great to follow up on. So if anybody out there sees any follow-up stories, please submit them to the subreddit at techtalktoday.reddit.com. I would like to know what happens because it does seem scientifically impossible unless they have major breakthroughs. Speaking of major breakthroughs, teespring.com/here's the thing. This is a breakthrough. We have a shirt that's on for just a limited time to help you start the conversation for a future Linux switcher and support our efforts at Linux Fest Northwest.
It is the first wearable swag item that has, no, it's not. I lied.
What?
That has a small Linux Action Show logo.
The classy breast logo?
The breast logo.
Where the communicator badge would be in Star Trek?
We did it on the jacket, I realized, as soon as I started saying that.
This one is, never on a shirt.
Nope, never on a shirt, never on a hoodie, never on a long sleeve.
Yep, so we got multiple colors, of course.
A lot
of
of colors. I think the gray looks the best.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a charcoal gray.
Yeah,
that is my
great.
favorite gray out of any of the clothes we ever get. And with the white logo on there, it looks really sharp.
Yep.
So on the front, it's got the logo. On the back, it's got here's the thing, and it's got Tux with the JB rocket saying, "Do you have a minute to talk about Linux?" It's a fun shirt. Is it selling okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Teespring.com/here's the thing. Support our initiatives. Specifically at Linux Fest Northwest, but also get yourself some great swag. It's only got 6 days left. So by the time the next Tech Talk Today comes out, it's over. It's over, folks.
We're so Teespring stopped showing what our goal is and how many have been purchased. So for those of you listening to the show, we have sold as of this morning 64 out of 100.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. It's because they've changed some of the back end stuff too. So yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, we're gonna need to sell a lot more.
Yes.
Do you have to get up to 100 before any of them ship?
No. They will
that's
print.
one of the things they've changed. I think that's why they stopped showing that. But we're not going to make very much of anything if we don't get there, which is sort of the point of this initiative. Teespring.com/here's the thing. It's great swag. Check it out. Speaking of supporting, why not support the whole dang network, future initiatives, and get yourself in on a little bit of behind the scenes from here and there every now and then? That would be over at patreon.com/today. That's funding for every single show on the network. Infrastructure cost, low-level stuff, future improvements, investing in the network, launching new projects that are audience first. All of that is made possible at patreon.com/today. And if you are a patron already, or if you want to become a patron real quick, go over to patreon.com/today and you will get access to a new test broadcast that we are trying out just exclusively with our patrons. They're our test audience. We have a new show idea that we're getting their input on. And you can get a first peek before it ever airs. Or maybe it will never air, depending on their feedback. Right. Patreon.com/today to support the network. And you were gonna toss something in there?
Nope. Just give us your 2 cents on that.
I got some pictures of people getting their swag. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know.
That's nice. So patreon.com/today. Jumba, did you get swag recently? Are you a swag club member?
Yes, I did.
Oh, well, right on. Congratulations. That's cool. Thank you for being a swag club member. We really appreciate that.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, good. So did you get a chance? Don't say anything. Don't spoil anything. But did you get a chance to see the test show?
No, I have not.
Okay. When you get a chance, give it a look and leave your comments and your thoughts and let us know what you think. Patreon.com/today if you want to sign up. And if you're already a member, if you're already a patron, it is in your feed already. Any level. Open it up to any level. Patreon.com/today. Thank you, everybody. Now, with that wrapped up, we're going to end the show with something that I thought was real quaint, Andrews. Because, we are crossing into a new era with payments. You got payments on your phones. You got payments on your watch. You got chip and PIN coming to the U.S. A whole bunch of payment systems around the United States are getting replaced right now and upgraded. And some stores you go into, like Best Buy, they have right now, our local Best Buy, they have equipment to do all of the phone payment stuff, but they haven't quite turned it on yet. Like they even have like the logos and all that. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're not doing it yet. We're still testing. So it's funny now to look back at, 1977, when the credit card industry was just trying to convince people to give it a shot and get processors in their store to begin with. So, well, hold on. So I'll play that for you. Don't forget, if you want to submit content to the show, go to techtalktoday.reddit.com, patreon.com/today to support us, and jblive.tv to watch us live. And if you do like to watch live, or if you notice maybe a Tech Talk didn't show up in your feed, check that calendar with Linux Fest coming up, people in town, ham hauling, and spring break. There may be a patchy sort of next couple of weeks for this show. Mm-hmm. Our apologies up front. My ideal scenario would be we don't have to skip too many shows, and maybe even while some folks are in town, they sit down and join us.
Yeah.
We could have a lot of fun. All right, so that'll wrap us up for this episode of Tech Talk Today. Thank you for being here. Now I take you back to 1977. Say goodbye, Andrews.
Goodbye, Andrews.
These days, there's a whole new look to American stores. And behind the scenes, things are changing too. We're working on a new telephone technology that should make shopping easier and faster.
Everyone's been stuck holding the bag in a checkout line before.
Look at the size of this line.
But instead of waiting in line while they check your credit card number in the book, then call up to check your balance.
The line's moving.
Come on, Daddy.
And then do all the paperwork, too. The Bell system has recently developed Transaction Network Service.
Thank you.
A service that enables a business to verify credit in seconds. This economical computer communication system uses sophisticated new Bell system equipment. The complex circuitry and high-speed switching systems designed by engineers at Bell Labs help businesses keep bad checks and credit cards in line and help you.
Thank you, sir.
That's it?
Get to the head of the line fast.
Daddy, can I have ice cream cone?
Well, why not? We got lots of time.
The Bell system. People using technology to help keep down costs and improve service, keeping your phone system the best in the world.